Hello everyone, I'm Daniela. To all I've come to you with my very own mother-in-law story. I must say that some of the stories here are truly horrifying. Thankfully for me, I didn't have to put up with my horrible mother-in-law, Lily, for most of my marriage. In fact, I was lucky enough to have my husband, Ian, kick her out pretty early. So let me tell you what was up. I met Ian in college as we were pursuing the same subject. He was a very shy and introverted person who didn't speak to people much. We bonded over our love for music and started to date pretty early. We grew close and fell in love in no time. Ian was an amazing man with a very disturbing history. His dad died when he was 12, and his mom moved on pretty quickly after that. Unfortunately, his new stepfather was extremely abusive towards him. I won't go into the details of what happened because it is very sensitive and I don't want to trigger anyone. But let me just tell you, it was bad enough for Ian to get a restraining order against him after he turned 18. When Ian told me this story, I was curious to know what his mom was doing while his stepfather made his life a living hell. I said, "Ian, I don't understand. Why didn't your mom protect you when her husband was abusing you? Didn't she know about this?" She knew everything, Daniela. She didn't want to leave her husband and really loved him. I begged her to do something, but she simply told me to get over it. She even screamed at me when I got a restraining order against him. That is horrible, Ian. She should have protected you. Why do you still keep in contact with her after everything? I rarely speak to her, Daniela. I told her that I would support her if she chose to leave her husband. But till then, I won't have anything except the basic minimum contact. My admiration for Ian grew tenfold after I heard his story. He was working hard to support himself through college because there was no college fund for him. He was a great student and easily got a great job fresh out of college. I was also working a good job, and we decided to get engaged early, but it took us a long time to get married because of Lily. After Ian got a good job, she suddenly wanted to leave her husband. She manipulated Ian into taking over her expenses by saying that she was leaving her husband because of him. Somehow, Ian took this explanation to heart. I warned him that Lily was playing with his emotions. I said, "Ian, I don't like the way your mom is dealing with the situation. She's putting the entire blame on you and making this your fault. This is ridiculous. What can I do, Daniela? It's true that she had to leave her husband because of me. She seemed to be happy with him. Now that she's finally choosing me, it's my duty to look after her. Look, it's not a big deal that you want to look after your mom, but she is trying to monopolize you and manipulate you emotionally." I had a hard time making Ian understand that his mom was not choosing him. I couldn't bring myself to say the words that Lily was basically leaving her husband because she knew Ian could bear all her expenses now. Also, there was another problem we had with Lily. This woman hated me. She always said, "I want you to know your position in my son's life, Daniela. Just because he's marrying you, that doesn't mean you'll have him all to yourself. He is my son first and your husband later." It's funny you say that, Lily. I don't remember you ever putting your son first, and I don't care if he looks after you. We are both his family. Don't try to be a smartass, Daniela. I can throw you out of Ian's life if I want. I know you earn way less than him. I can see that you are marrying my son for money. I'll prove that to him and make him leave you. Then I'll have all his attention and money. You won't even get scraps. I didn't think Daniela was going to be a good mother-in-law. Hell, she wasn't even a good mom to begin with, but her twisted thinking really threw me off. I could see that she didn't want Ian to spend money on anyone else but her. Ian was already giving her a lot of money, so I had no idea why she wanted more. That would become relevant later. Fast forward to a year, Ian and I finally got married. I was very happy to be able to marry the man of my dreams. We were all set to move into the house that I had inherited from my parents, but my joy only lasted a week. Literally a week after we moved in, Lily showed up with all her stuff. She walked in like she owned the house and went to select a room. I watched her with confusion on my face and said, "What are you doing, Lily? Why did you come over with all your stuff?" "Are you dumb or something, Daniela? This is my son's house now, so I'll be staying here as well." "What the hell are you talking about? You cannot just walk in and demand to live here." "Listen to me, you little brat. This is my son's place, and I know he pays most of the bills, so I have full rights to live here too. I had warned you that I could kick you out of my son's life if I wanted. This is just the beginning, Daniela. If you think you can throw me out, I would like to see you try." I was baffled by Lily's audacity. I had no idea where she got so much confidence. I decided to take this up with Ian, since I wasn't going to indulge Lily with her outrageous dreams. Surprisingly, Ian knew about her moving in. He begged me to let her stay until he figured out what to do. He didn't want his mom on the street, and reminded me that he had a duty towards her. I was pretty pissed, but gave him time to sort this out on his own. Nothing had prepared me for what would happen within a few days. Just a week after Lily moved in, I saw her invite someone to the house. From their talks, I could make out that this woman was an interior designer. I didn't stop them because I already had multiple fights with Lily and knew how horrible she could get. So I let them be and thought about dealing with the problem if and when it arises. The next day, I got a call from an unknown number. I picked up, thinking nothing of it. I was surprised to know that it was actually the interior designer who came to my house the other day. She asked me to meet her at a cafe because she needed to tell me something important. I was alarmed and set up a meeting immediately. I still had no idea how she would absolutely change my life. When I went to see her, she said, "Hey, I'm Sylvia. I'm sure you've noticed me here before." "Hello, Sylvia. Yes, I've seen you around. I guess my mother-in-law hired you for something." "She told me you're an interior designer." "Yes, I'm an interior designer, and your mother-in-law, Lily, hired me. It's just that I didn't think some of her demands were very reasonable, so I thought you should know about this." "Oh, tell me what's the matter, Sylvia. Actually, I had no idea why Lily had called you here. This house is mine, actually, and she's just staying here for a while. I was getting a little suspicious of why she brought you here. Oh my God, this house is yours? Girl, you need to know this right now then. Good thing I came to you straight away. Your mother-in-law is trying to put cameras in your room. She wants to spy on you and your husband." I was kind of shocked to hear what Lily was planning. I was also pretty disgusted with the fact that she was breaching the privacy of her own son and daughter-in-law. I really don't know what kind of mother-in-law does this. It was horrifying to think what would have happened if Sylvia hadn't told me about this. Wow, just when I thought it couldn't get any worse, she does this. Does she know that what she's trying to do is illegal? Yes, she's aware of that. I made sure she knew and tried to convince her not to do this. She threatened to hire someone else to do it. I was concerned about your safety and came to tell you. Thank you so much for informing me, Sylvia. I'll forever be grateful to you. God knows what would have happened if you hadn't told me. This is insane. There is no way I was doing something this horrible and illegal. But before I rejected Lily, I wanted to make sure you knew about this. You did me a huge favor, Sylvia. And you know what? I'm going to hire you instead. I've realized that we do need some cameras in the house. I'm hoping you will help me set them up. Plus, I'll need some remodeling of my office as well. Sylvia seemed excited by the idea, so the two of us came up with a plan. Actually, I was already having some doubts about Lily as soon as she moved in. Both Ian and I stayed away from the house for extended periods for a few days. I had been noticing that someone had been in the house other than Lily. I even found some weird clothes in the dryer that didn't belong to any of us, so I was getting suspicious of what was happening here. That's why I decided to put cameras in the house, and I planned to put one right outside Lily's room. I wasn't dumb enough to put them in her room because I was not that disgusting. Did I mention that it was illegal as well? So me and Sylvia made a plan and executed it perfectly. Sylvia didn't reject Lily, but promised her that she would bring the best cameras for her. Sylvia said that she needed time to get them ordered. Meanwhile, Sylvia had already set up the cameras in our house when Lily was out shopping. Sylvia is a true pro and hid those cameras easily. Then I told Ian about the cameras. Ian, I need to tell you something. I have installed some cameras in the house. What? Why? Is something going on here? Yes, Ian. Do you remember the weird clothes I found in the dryer? There had been some other weird stuff going on. I have doubts that someone else is staying in our house. Oh my God, that is insane. Yes, all the signs point to that. But how is this happening? I have a feeling that it has something to do with your mother. Look, I know you trust her a lot, but you need to wake up. She's not who you think she is. Ian started to defend Lily and got mad at me, but I reminded him of her horrible behavior, which shut him up real quick. We discussed a lot of things, but I didn't mention what Lily had tried to do by calling Sylvia. I saved that information for next time. First, I needed him to agree on his own that something fishy was going on in the house. When he agreed with me on the cameras, I could see my plan coming to form. I also made sure Ian understood that we can't tell Lily about the cameras right now. He agreed and promised not to tell. The next day, Ian and I went to work as usual. We both made sure we had direct access to the cameras in the house. We were both busy with work all day and didn't have time to check the footage. However, when we came back home, we sat down together and watched what happened throughout the day. Guys, you wouldn't believe what we found. Lily was having Ian's abusive stepfather over when we were not at home. This horrible man was using our resources and staying with Lily while we had a restraining order against him. Ian was horrified to see what Lily did. He was furious and wanted to go scorched earth. I'd never seen him this angry before. Before I could ask Ian what to do, he screamed for Lily to come over to our room. Lily rushed in and looked pretty concerned when she saw us viewing the CCTV footage. She turned pale. Hey, what are you guys doing? Ian, why were you calling me? Mom, tell me why you have brought that abuser to our house. Who gave you the permission to do that? What are you talking about, Ian? You must have gone mad. I don't talk to your stepfather anymore. You were the one who forced me to choose, remember? Yes, I told you to choose, and you chose me over him. Since then, I made sure you had to ask for nothing. I support you financially, and even convinced Daniela to allow you to stay in her house. This is how you repay me. Who did you actually choose, Mom? Are you accusing me of betraying you, Ian? My God, Daniela, this is because of you, isn't it? You've put these horrible thoughts in his head so that you can kick me out. Ian, you're being manipulated by this witch here. Don't listen to her. You know I would never betray you. Is that so, Lily? Then explain why we have security footage of that man coming into the house and going to your room." I said that and played her the recording we had been watching. Lily looked at the proof and went pale. She started to sweat and knew that she couldn't lie or manipulate her way through this. She was caught red-handed and had no way to escape. "How dare you breach my privacy and record this? You can't do this to me. This is not right." "Oh, really, Lily? Tell me what's right. Is setting up a camera in my room and spying on me right? If you can do that to me, why can't I put cameras in my own house?" "What are you saying, Daniela? Mom tried to put cameras in our room?" "Yes, Ian. Lily actually brought an interior designer over to install secret cameras in our room. The interior designer was an honest woman who told me everything. She also sent me screenshots of her conversation with Lily." Ian went absolutely ballistic on Lily after that. He felt the betrayal and disgust that I felt when I heard this. Lily started to shake from fear when the entire truth was revealed. She tried her best to come up with a good excuse for why she tried to do this. "Ian, I am so sorry. Your wife had been acting shady. I was trying to collect evidence against her. I was only trying to help you. I didn't mean any harm. I'm sure she's cheating on you and using you for your money. I was trying to protect you." "How dare you make these accusations, Mom? You are the one who betrayed me and used me for my money. You made me look after you and took my money to support that criminal who abused me." No, Ian. It was a small mistake I made. I am still sure your wife is cheating on you. I bet she's using this to get me out of your life. She wants you all to herself, so she's manipulating you against me. I swear your stepfather came over only once. It'll never happen again. Ian, you have no shame, Lily. No amount of lies can help you now. You have the chance to come clean, but you're still defending yourself and trying to pin everything on me. You witch! This is all your fault, Daniela. You purposefully sabotaged my relationship with Ian. I should have kicked you out of his life sooner. Ian, don't let Daniela come between us, please. Shut up, Mom. You are the one who brought my abusive stepfather between us, and you are the one I will be kicking out. I let you take advantage of me for years. Not anymore, Mom. Get out of my house. I never want to see your face again. Lily started to cry and begged Ian not to kick her out. Ian ignored her pleas and went to her room to get her things. As soon as her bags were packed, he threw them outside the house and told Lily to leave. Lily clutched his legs and refused to go. She said, "No, please don't kick me out. Where will I go? I have no one else. I don't even earn for myself." "You can go to your darling husband, Mom. You should have thought about your finances before betraying me and trying to breach my privacy." "Ian, I swear I only wanted the best for you. I was protecting you from the gold digger you have married. You have to believe me. You didn't protect me against my stepfather. You chose him over your own son. You have no right to claim that you wanted the best for me. No one will buy that now. Get out before I call the cops on you." Lily forgot the fact that it wasn't even a month since she started to live with us, so she couldn't claim tenancy and we wouldn't need eviction papers to kick her out. She realized that now and cried with all her might. She thought that her tears would move her son. Instead, Ian became even more enraged. As soon as I started to call the cops, she hurried up and left. For the rest of the night, I was busy comforting Ian, who had one of the worst nights of his life. His trauma flared up again, and he was having a hard time dealing with it. I was so mad at Lily that I wanted to find her and strangle her. I managed to stay calm and supported Ian. The next day, we went to the police and reported the stepfather for breaking the restraining order. We also called a locksmith to change all the locks in our house so that Lily could never get in. Thankfully, Sylvia had someone on hand who changed all our locks on short notice. She also showed Ian the proof that Lily had asked to put security cameras in our room. Ian knew that what I said was true. Lily kept calling me and Ian and begging for forgiveness. Yes, she also begged me for forgiveness because she knew how much she had messed up. She had no place to go and no money because she kept spending it on her husband. Her husband was arrested for breaking the restraining order and placed in jail. Lily was now completely alone and didn't know what to do. She showed up at the house multiple times, but we threatened to call the cops and kicked her out. All our family members came to know about the incident and didn't want her anywhere near them. They are good people who don't support abuse or manipulation. Last we heard, she had to leave town to figure out where to go. We haven't heard from her since, and we have her blocked. After everything, Ian had to go back to therapy to deal with his trauma. I supported him and sometimes attended a few sessions too. We also went to couples counseling to better our communication and work out the issues I had with him being a doormat to his mom. We are doing much better now and living a good life. Meanwhile, Lily is stuck somewhere trying to figure out how to sustain herself and not die from starvation. I don't care what happens to her, and I hope she has really learned her lesson this time.